Hello YouTube, once again I hope you guys been well. Welcome to my channel Wakati Avenue. It's your boy Alfred, and once again welcome back, and let's get right into it. Today I'm basically going to be talking about why you should be prepared for opportunities, the things that you want to take advantage of, basically the opportunities that arise or you think will arise that you can take advantage of, so that you can better situate yourself and prosper. Before we get into this, basically is that to avoid trying to be an opportunist. See, there's a difference between taking opportunities, making good of opportunities, and being an opportunist. Basically, an opportunist takes advantage, which is good, of a situation. It's good, but an opportunist really does not have a plan set for taking that advantage of that opportunity. All they're doing is just going about with taking the advantage so they can cash out, but they do not have the plan set out. They do not have a realistic plan. Also, they do not know, or they do not bother to find out about the fundamental of the opportunity that they seek. And this is very important, because if you're going to take advantage of the opportunities that may arise in the future, or that opportunity that you see right now that you want to take advantage of, right, so that you can better situate yourself and prosper, you want to get down to the fundamentals, of that said opportunity. You want to know the basics. You want to do your research. You want to read and get in depth, and not just know the surface of the thing. With that said, let's go back right into the reason of taking advantage and how you can really do these things. So basically, being prepared means that what you're doing is really taking your time to learn about that said opportunity. For example, if maybe you want to know about YouTube, you can't just go out there and just record and then that's it, and then maybe you upload your videos. You need to know about the algorithms and how they work. You need to know about scheduling. You need to know about the thumbnails and all that. So you have to take the time to know what will attract, what will make people stick to your to the content that you create. You see, so basically that's it. That's knowing the fundamentals, knowing the basics, and knowing the importance. You just don't do something without a plan ahead that will take you ahead, rather. So taking advantage of opportunities really means that you really have to be prepared to plan, to know the basics and also the fundamentals of that opportunity that you seek to take. So what will be the reason for taking the time to really prepare yourself and really take the time to read and study the fundamentals of the opportunity? This will also help on you maintaining and sustaining that way of life that you've taken now, right? That opportunity. If you want something to be sustainable, right, you have to have a very good foundation, the good basics and fundamentals of it. So this will help you really stick to it and know the concrete stuff about it, because what you want to do is sustain yourself with this. You want to know why, the whys and hows of it, right? So once you know that, then it will be easy for you to sustain and not just linger about just doing it for the sake of doing. Because we want a sustainable success. We don't want just something that will be for a week or a month or a year and that's it. So if you want sustainability in this opportunity that you take, then it will be very smart for you to really know the basics, know the fundamentals, and also do the required research on that said opportunity. Another reason for trying and knowing these fundamentals is that you don't want to really be the guy who's running on trends, who's running on trendy topics, who's running on trendy stuff. Yeah, sometimes there are topics that would resonate or will be universal to each and everyone will understand. So you can really take your message out there, right? But at times, if you're running on trends, then it's more likely that what will happen is that you'll be running on trends that do not resonate with your audience, maybe, or with your own principles. Maybe you're someone who talks about money, then all of a sudden, because politics at that moment are trendy politics, money, even though yes, money and politics do go hand in hand, but there's some topics that really do not resonate with money, with what you're saying. So you go with that, and then you're really staying out of your core audience, right? The core audience that you resonate with. So that's why it's very very important for you to stay within that said topic, right? So that you're not moving towards the usual trendy stuff that will move you away from your core message, So that's the whole basic of it, is that excuse me, you want to stay in your core message. What is your message? You have to know what really your message is, so that even if you get a trendy topic, it does not overshadow your message, but it complements your message. So if you're going to talk about politics, it shouldn't be more about that topic at hand, but it should support your own message, or basically your own message, and you're not going because of trendy stuff that are going on, or because you want to go viral, or viral topics that are going on. What you want to stick to is your message. So that opportunity, that way you can only do that basically if you stay within those principles and fundamentals of that opportunity that you've undertaken. So now, what does being ready means? Being ready means planning. First of all, planning is very important for whatever endeavor. Even if it's the most basic thing, you need a plan in hand. As the going says, if you fail to plan, you're just planning to fail, basically. So a plan at hand is very, very, very important. I think there's this Warren Buffett quote. He says that even a dumb guy with a plan, right, can beat a genius who does not have a plan. A stupid guy with a plan can beat a genius who does not have a plan. So you can see the emphasis on planning. Now, planning does not have to be a genius level planning. All is that you have to know the basics, the fundamentals, where step by step of where you want to be, or in that said opportunities, because we're talking about really taking advantage of opportunities here. Step by step, where you're going, where you'll be headed, maybe a 2-year plan, 3-year plan, 1 month, 2 month, breaking things down. And so planning is really your own scheduling and your own steps, So you don't have to really make a genius 20-page planning, even if it's business, even if it's a YouTube channel, whatever you're doing. Make sure there's a plan at hand, writing them down and then scripting them up, so that step by step where and how you're going to go about taking advantage of that opportunity. Another fundamental of this is strategizing. I usually say this because strategizing, the big advantage of strategizing your opportunities is that it will give you a bigger picture, right? Strategies gives you the whole picture. Planning is the step by step, like the steps you're going to take, but strategizing gives you a picture so that you know what's ahead, right? What will be the bad and the good stuff that will come ahead, so you are better prepared for whatever comes, So the strategizing means it's like 2 steps. You're moving 2-3 steps ahead before coming back and planning and then moving forward again. So you need a strategy that will make you see the bigger picture, see the end game. You have to know in a year, right? After planning out your, after making your plans, right, and step each step, what are the results that will come at the end of the year? Maybe if you've planned your whole year, what do you think will stop you? What will the things that will basically be your obstacles within? So that's the whole strategy, knowing the good and the bad, so that you're better prepared. Because no matter how good the plan will be, right, what will happen is that there'll always be obstacles between you and your goals, right? So planning your goals out is good, but knowing beforehand, so everyone can find a way of knowing how they can best know how to really cope with whatever is going to come ahead of them. So that's the strategy that you're going to have to come up with. Strategy for me, for example, I usually seek out advice, like from people who've gone ahead of me in that certain area that I'm interested, right? In that certain opportunity, I ask questions, right? I jot them down. I research them. So that's the whole thing about strategy. You're seeing the whole picture, the bigger picture of the whole opportunity. Another thing you can do is not to forget to read. I'll couple it with research. So reading and research is very important. You cannot avoid this. It means that you have to read on the opportunities. There's articles, books, whatever, magazines, blog posts, this will help you be much more knowledgeable, because once you're knowledgeable about your certain topic or these opportunities, then you stand a better chance of really taking advantage and knowing that, and having just basically the confidence of taking these opportunities up. So reading, also one thing didn't mention is also listening to podcasts, listening to interviews about these opportunities. Yeah, those influencers who are within these opportunities, listening to them, listening to what they're saying. So reading, listening to podcasts, interviews, all that, doing your research, that will also really put you in a better place of taking advantage of these opportunities, because it's a very competitive, in any opportunity it's very competitive. So it's good once you are a first mover, right? It's very good, but you should remember that once it becomes known and becomes much more, it becomes much more, let's say, just famous, then it means that more people will want in. So once you're knowledgeable about it, you become much more confident, so that you know that you can do what you set yourself to do. So reading, researching, that's something very important. You cannot escape that. You can't just be working without the proper knowledge of whatever you think would better situate you in that opportunity. And another thing is to really ask questions. A lot of the time I see people who get stuck in some things. They don't ask questions. Obviously, this is an ego thing at times. I think me too, it used to be that way too, because once you have an ego, someone may have the answer to your questions, but because of your ego, or just you fear that you don't want to be seen ignorant, right? Which is basically the ego. There's no such thing as like really being ignorant if you are willing to know and willing to learn. It's only ignorant. It becomes ignorance if you're not working on it, and then you stay with that ignorance. Then you become ignorant. But if you go out there and ask a question, there's no such thing as a stupid question, right? unless you're deliberately trying to make jokes of something. But if we are all ignorant at something, even the expert that you think knows everything or whatever, there's something he's ignorant at, So if you go out there and ask questions, ask anyone you think may know something, may teach you something, right? Even if there's someone says, hey, you may have to pay for it, because this is because knowledge is itself. If you want knowledge, it's very important to get the best of it. And a lot of the people who have done the research, who have worked on their knowledge, they've taken the time. So if they tell you that, hey man, you may have to pay for it or whatever, or just pay them, sometimes just take them out on a lunch or something. You're paying for their time. They've taken the time. So you have to appreciate that. That's why teachers are being paid. That's why even coaches are paid for that knowledge. So don't be like, this guy wants me to pay him or this and that. Yes, because he's taking the time to know that knowledge, and he can help you. If you want real help, if you want real knowledge, you may have to at least put something in it, right? So ask questions, learn about who are the experts in that field that you want to take, that opportunity that you would like to undertake. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to look ignorant. Don't be afraid to look stupid, right? Because you'll only be ignorant for a few days, few weeks. After you learn that stuff, then you're on. Then you can reach out to many people out there, having their emails, their phone calls, Zoom sessions, whatever, video calls. You can always reach out to people who you think could be of help, as long as you're asking questions about it. Then it also gives you that confidence that you're really doing something of concern, because you're not just sitting there in your ignorance and then avoiding these questions and avoiding these things. So remember, ask questions. Always ask questions. Be like a kid. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to look ignorant. Be like a small kid who's always asking questions, because you're going to learn something. And that's the whole thing. You want to take advantage of something, you need to ask questions, you need to do the research, you need to know the know-how of the whole thing. Anyway, it's been your boy Alfred again. I hope that has been helpful. I think this one came out good and clear, fortunately. So until next time, guys, more knowledge to you guys as per usual. I'm out of here, and peace.